This is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So we take a look here at crude oil and natural gas. But first, we're going to take a look here at Tesla, TSLA. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Tesla. Now, old Tesla here is running up here because over the weekend, they're talking about relaxing some of these self-driving modes for cars. Even though this is in the cities and that's kind of the rules, but that's the reason why the stock is jumping up here. So Tesla is going to be any kind of a pullback. Remember, as long as Elon Musk is involved here with the government going into the next administration, you want to be a long and I just trade this stock. I have long on this, but I also trade this stock here. Okay, so what we have here now is what I don't like is we have that gap up. So we have left an indecision candle. Okay, so let's take a look at the downside first. So you want to watch that low. Okay, that's 335.03. Okay, and then we want to do is we want to watch the top of this candle here. That's 324.58. Okay, there's your gap, there's your fill, and then there we have your 8-day at 325.17 level. Okay, so just remember that gap right there is 324.68, which is right below that 8 SMA here, and then you have that fill at 335.03. So that's gap and fill in case this does sell off. Now on the upside, obviously you want to watch. We want to watch the top of this candle here first. Okay, you're looking at 344.60. Then we want to watch today's high, looking at 348.55, and then we have your retest up there at 358.64 level here, okay? But we got to see how this all shakes out. Now remember, if you do start losing this gap and this fill in this 8-day, there is another gap right down here at 275.62, and then we look at that high of that 255.28 level. This was that election run that would have just gapped right up because Musk is going to be a part of it, and you know, she ran up very, very nicely here. So we got to see how this is all going to shake out here. Now, again, you got to be a little patient here with the stock, but this is a really good trader for a stock here. But let's just see how this all shakes out here. So anytime this sells off here, like it's sold off here on Friday, but then you notice that it closed back above the 8-day, that's always a time to get in here. And then like today, you can just dump it out and see what happens. Now, again, if you break that 358.64, well, then obviously you want to jump right back in this thing, and then we can take that higher, probably to that $400 area here, okay? But they're going to cut that self-driving out there. Some of the rules, I guess, so this will benefit what Tesla is doing here. Now, when you look at the RSI, we got a little bit of overbought condition. Now it looks like it's trying to set right back up here. But we got to see here how this is all going to shake out here over time. And your green is your above the red. That's very, very bullish. But this had a really hell of a run here all the way from the bottom here. Okay, so when you look at the bottom, okay, looking at that 212.11, you ran up and then we just gapped and we just went here. But the gaps usually will get filled there over time, so you got to be a little bit patient with this. But right now today we have an indecision candle. Let's see how it all shakes out. Now, NVIDIA, a very interesting stock there today. Okay, now I scalped on that low. It got down as low as 137.15. I got in at 137.50. I had already set, and then I dumped it out there at 141. Now, something very unusual with NVIDIA. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Their earnings are coming out here on Wednesday, so they're in this quiet period, so they can't really respond. Well, there's an article out there today that says that their Blackwell chips are overheating, okay, when they're air cooled. The problem with that whole situation is these Blackwell chips are water cooled when they put them in these big facilities. So I don't know how that's all working out, but it just seems awful. I don't know, seems more rigged than that Tyson fight that I watched there on Friday night there. And Jake Paul. That seemed rigged to me too. The two girls, I thought that was a good fight, but that seemed rigged. But something doesn't seem right here with this NVIDIA here, because why you're saying something before while they have the quiet period, they can't respond to you. So let's just see what happens to their earnings there on Wednesday after the hours and see how that all shakes out. But remember that Blackwell chip, that's a water-cooled situation. So I don't know how that all going to shake out here. So just keep your eye on this. Sometimes, you know, when you see scenarios like that and you just dig in a little bit further, that's the time to buy it. And to me, I got a nice a lot of money out of that this morning here real quick on some of these nonsense there. Now again, Netflix came down a little bit on that fight that they had, which was a complete snore with Tyson and Jake Paul there. And it just seemed, I don't know, it just seemed kind of like rigged to me. But Netflix had a lot of problems as far as the streaming, because there was 60 million people that watched the fight. But again, I think going forward, I think Netflix is going to start doing that with football and everything else like that. That's going to be, I think that'll be really good for Netflix. So if this stock decides to split down the road, that would be a huge buying opportunity to get into the old Netflix. Got to see how that all shakes out. But that's, I say, you have to just really watch. Now, again, I don't get Netflix, but then you don't get it. Now, if you want to watch any kind of a sporting event there, you know what I'm saying, live, or any kind of a football game like on Sunday, and you say you don't get it, all you got to do is go to Live Stream East, okay? Live Stream East. You can watch anything you want for free. Why you want to pay for it? Makes no sense to me. But hey, that's the way to go. So on Tesla here, just watch this today's high. That's going to be very, very key. 348.55. There's your retest, 358.64. Above that, you're going to probably rock it up to the old 400 area. Downside, watch today's gap. That's at 335.03. Watch this high right here. That's 324.68. Your gap, your fill, and your 8 SMA. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil here. Now, over the weekend here, the old T-man there, he's going to look for an energy secretary there. His name is Chris Wright. Now, this guy is a fracker. I mean, if he's got natural gas or something in front of your door or oil in front of your door, he'll frack around your front lawn, okay? So this is why oil is running up there today. So just to me, I'm short, but I had a really nice good scalp in the UCO, okay? That's how I scalp it. So I'm just watching here this 8 simple moving average here. That's going to be very, very strong resistance here. Now, when a new administration gets in, I don't want to harp on this here, but you're going to be drilling a lot, okay? I think you're going to be drilling. You're going to be, and you're going to open up all that LNG for the natural gas, and I think that's going to be a good play here. And I think just to get them prices lower. But remember that if you do a little research, the guy's name is Chris Wright. He's going to be new energy secretary is what they're proposing. Jennifer Granholm, she's in there right now. She absolutely completely sucks. She knows nothing about energy at all. I think she was just a token play in there. And I can say a lot about that because she was the governor of my state and she sucked then. And she doesn't know anything about energy. They asked her 3 simple questions. You know, how many barrels are in the SPR? I'll have to get back with you. What kind of oil are you releasing? I'll have to get back with you. When are you releasing? I'll have to get back with you. That's an energy secretary? Come on. You know, so this guy here is going to change. I think it's going to change all that energy policy. So you got to be very, very literate. And one thing you don't want to be into is any kind of a solar or a wind or solar, because I don't think that is the direction that he's going to be headed. So let's take a look at the old chart. So here's what you want to look for. A resistance level is going to be this 68.30. That's going to be very, very key. Now, if we can get above that, you'll look right to the top of this candle here, 69.13, and then we're going to come up to the top of this candle at 69.39, and then you're going to run right into that 68.978. That's your 21-day, and then we have your 50-day right above it there at 70.52. Now, again, if we can get above all that level there, then we'll come right on top of here. You're looking at 71.45. We'll have 71.81. We'll come over the top of this candle here at 72.25, and then we have your retest there at 72.88, which is basically just the top of that candle here. So now you're trading this range here, but again, we have to get through that 8-day, 21-day, 50-day before you can get all the way on here. Again, another thing, if you do get up here in this area or you get anything like higher, I think that's going to be an excellent shorting opportunity coming all the way on down. Now, on the downside here, well, basically here, you just want to watch everything that's going on here, okay? So you want to watch Friday's high, that 68.69 level. We'll come to the bottom of this candle, 67.92. We'll come over here. You're looking at 67.75. And then we'll come to the bottom of this candle at 66.94. And then we have your retest there at 66.72 level here. Now, again, if that's lost, then what we're going to be doing is we're going to come right over to the bottom of this candle at that 66.33. Then we have 63, and then your big retest here at 65.27. But right now, we just have sideways action, and this is why you trade the charts. Went right into the 8 SMA here. I dumped up my UCO, and I'm going to see how it trades. Okay, so now we're going to be trading against today's candle. The high, 69.13, and that low of 66.53. We'll see how that all shakes out here. Okay, now, RSI isn't showing as much. You're sitting at 46, plenty of room to go up or down. Your green is still below your red. Even though it's trying to curl up, that can still roll over very, very easily. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Now, actually, this was a really good play there today on the old short side. Now that KOLD got down to 68.77 and as high as 70.98 there. I didn't get that. I got 1 point out of it there today. But I wasn't looking to get that much here because I knew this 8-day would hold. Now, again, what the nice thing about this is we have an indecision candle, But today's low here was 2.832, okay? And then Friday's high was 2.843. So now this gap that we had this morning, if you watch my video, is now filled. That's always very, very good. That's what you always want to see, just like with this gap here. Now that gap there is filled, okay? So that's what you always want to see, is these gaps that are being filled, kind of a situation. That's what you like to see. Just like this gap here is now filled with this candle. So now we just have an indecision. We've got to see where this is going to go. So what you want to do, look at the top of this candle at that 297. Then we'll come right to the bottom, top of this one at 298, and then you retest 302. That's going to be the very, very critical. Now, again, if you can get above that 302 level here, that's what you're looking for here on that price channel, 302. Then we're going to come right up here. You got 3.09, and they're going to have 3.13, and then you have your retest there of this candle, which is actually 3.159. Now, again, we keep right on rolling, and then what we do is we come up here. You got 3.18, and then we have right there 3.23, and we'll come there at 3.37, and then your retest at 3.90. But what you do is just take one level at a time, okay, follow the tops of those candlesticks, okay, and if you break out, then we just go right to the left, all the way up, and keep right on rolling. But right now here, we are looking here very, very good, because what it is, the price is above that 8-day. You can see your 21 days curling up, 50 days on the way up, 8 days already up here, very, very nice, and you're holding that key 8 simple moving average. This is why you trade the chart. So let's just see how this all shakes out. But for me, I am just scalping this here, taking what I can on it. Now, again, if we close above that 302, I will jump in on the long side, because I think right there, even though you have this other resistance, you're going to hit that 3.159 mark there eventually here, okay? Now, next year, I say they're going to open up that LNG, and I think it'd be very, very good for natural gas. 57, plenty of room to run here. You got that 70 mark there. Green over your red, still very good. As long as that price is above the 8-day, this is a good, really good trading here to the upside. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here after the OPEC close, and we'll take a look at crude oil, natural gas, and then we'll throw something else in your mix. And remember, that NVIDIA number is going to be out down on Wednesday, and just kind of see through a lot of that information that comes through, especially like in quiet times. That always gives you a good buying opportunity. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.